Top right hand side in this elimination match, we have got our blue Protoss player. This is from Scythe Esports, Zest. And to the bottom left hand side, our red Protoss player from Splice is Stats. What's up, Caligan? J4S4, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. How you feeling today? As we get this into this elimination best of 3. Again, in a couple hours' time, we will have the GG of the Year Group B final day. So that'll be coming up in a couple hours' time. We'll probably fill the gap with some ladder again, because that's what we've been doing lately. So, yeah, we're going to be setting up towards that. As you see, this probe of Stats arriving across to the upper right hand side and getting into this main base, sliding on in and having a little bit of a look around here to see what's going on. Swirl gets in and is just going to start nibbling away and having a little bit of a fight. Cybernetic Core finishing up back in the main base as Stats gets this going. Warp Gate starting and a Stalker Sentry opening on each side, both of them looking towards those hallucinations early in the game, just confirm and sort of get seeing what's going to be going on. I like it. It's going to be seeing the probes continuing to gather up in the bottom left. Stargate on the way up here from Zest, as we do see that getting set to go here. Stargate on each side of the map, actually. So Stargate coming down on each side, getting this going. And again, the Nexus coming up from both. Man, they're just mirroring each other. There's the first difference, maybe. Stats starter Stalker does Zest. No. So one extra Stalker here from Stats is the difference at the moment. Now, the hallucination becomes quite important. I wonder what Stats' plan is, because he could go into Phoenix and try and be very aggressive with this. Obviously, decisions will begin to be made as the hallucinations see the Stargates. Phoenix first from both, so they both know it's going to turn into Phoenix on Phoenix. Stats actually cancelled his Stalkers, so I think seeing the hallucination, that's actually really sick, actually. So what Stats just did is, as he saw the hallucination, he knew there was an early game sentry. Knowing there's an early game sentry, he cancelled his Stalkers, knowing that it's very unlikely for this to be a push from his opponent. And that means he saves the money and can spend it straight away on a second Stargate. Man, Zest builds a second Stargate. He also builds a Twilight Council for that Dark Shrine. So he's going to Dark Shrine DT his way into this. Whoa. Twilight just over halfway done there. So do you have the Phoenix of Zest going around and going to head down to the bottom left hand side. Dark Shrine gets started up there, as we see a couple of Phoenix on the way out from Stats, another Phoenix on the way in the main base of Zest, so still getting that up and running. Stats just seems to be a little bit more succinct with his Phoenix at the moment, just his Phoenix a little bit further ahead. He's 3 against 1 already. Seems to have the numbers set up a bit better. I mean, that's obviously because of the Dark Shrine and the Twilight Council investment, right? Because you invest into that as Zest, you're not going to have as much to be able to afford other bits and pieces. So, yeah, kind of puts you into a bit of a tough spot as we do see this hallucination coming along the right hand side. Coming towards the main base. Stalker still chilling out. I mean, the thing is, the DTs are going to end the game, right? Because there's not going to be any detection. You can't get enough oracles up to deal with the DTs. Because, you know, as long as they stay separated, one revelation isn't going to get the job done. This works because Zest is scared to go scout, right? Because you're scared to go scout. He sees the double Stargates. He still thinks it's Phoenix on Phoenix. You're scared to actually scout, you know, in terms of, you know, sending your Phoenix across the map. Because if you lose the, if you go across the map, you have less numbers. You lose the fight and you lose the game. DT's going to run in, and I think Stats is just dead. First DT starts to take some damage. Second DT goes up into the main base. I mean, Stats will try and stay alive here by making oracles, but he's going to fall so far behind. I mean, I guess he can make double oracle, right? But then 2 more DTs come in when the oracle's out of energy. I guess then you have to keep the probes in the main base or something. I mean, nice force fields. Really nice force fields will actually minimize the damage of this DT. 2 more DTs will win. As long as they kind of get 1 revelation each, this becomes so difficult. And obviously, as you build oracles now, you're not building Phoenix, which lets Zest catch back up on the Phoenix count. It's actually 8-8 Phoenix now, so coming in, you should be able to take this fight as a DT goes into action over here. Stats does manage to back away. Oh, DT, yeah. I mean, already he got the revelations there down, so now he can come in and fight. Stats just keeps taking damage. The DT play is good! And Zest will pick up game number 1 with the DT play. As we get this ready to go into game number 2. To the top right hand side, our blue Protoss player is Zest. Up a game in this best of 3. To the bottom left hand side, our red Protoss player from Splice is Stats. Alright guys, kicking this off, seeing where we're going. See what the players are going to bring us here as we get this underway. Your phone supports dual SIM? Nice. My new phone needs a SIM in it to do anything. So. Haha, see what I did there. Once again, we just get this rolling, get this game underway, and see which direction the players are going to start taking this in. Should be pretty fun, I think, to see how Stats will respond in this game. The kind of Phoenix into the DT thing is something that happens like one time, and then you kind of have to kind of accept that it's it doesn't work twice in a series, right? Because the opponent just sort of figures out what's going on. And he's like, okay, well, I'm going to scout for that this time. If you're showing me that this is the sort of style you want to play, then I'm not going to let you do that again. So, WardiTV, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub. Get some love in the chat for our man over there. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. This will be, again, see what this PvP entails. Stalker out of our Blue Protoss player Zest here, so he's going to go double Stalker rather than Sentry Stalker. It's already a difference from the last game, and a different to stats in this game as well. So difference is already rising up here, which is pretty cool. I mean, that's what you want to see, right? As we kick this off. Wait to see what the follow-up is. After double Stalker, he goes into 2 more Stalkers. The pylon block here from Stats isn't going to achieve too much. It's just going to see what is being produced and not much else, which is actually still kind of nice. Get to see what's produced here is a pretty cool way to get things going, as we are going to be seeing that Nexus from Stats dropping down onto the natural. Stargate on the way up from Stats in the main base. And again, that Cybercore being chrono boosted, getting that warp gate up nice and quickly. Stalker's able to deal some damage. Hallucination takes a few shots there. Nexus coming down on the low ground. Oracle on the way up here from Stats, as he did show us this Stargate already. Again, though, if the early Stalkers from Zest, you're really able to apply some pressure, and Stats does not have a shield battery yet. Love this shield battery positioning, though. The pylon on the edge, he positioned his pylon here on the last map as well. Similar idea of being able to build a shield battery on the low ground so you can deal with these initial attacks without having to keep a pylon up super early on. Now Zest is getting a shield battery as well, though. As extra Stalkers coming across. This is now 8 Stalkers. This becomes kind of scary, and a shield battery already in position at home means this Oracle is very limited in terms of what it can do. Stalker's going to take a little bit of damage here. Zest continues to fight. Shield's going down. I mean, back and forth. Obviously, the shield battery is good, but the shield battery is about to be here for Zest as well. Nice time to pick up a couple of kills as stats. Oracle will arrive across the map and will just activate its energy, drain the shield battery, probably let Oracle number 2 deal the damage. Stats might just give up his natural. Give up his natural, and then what, though, is kind of the question, right? He's going to see finally he gets some probe kills, because now there's still an expansion of his opponent in the game. He has an extra gateway on. Oracle number 2 is going to show up, but again, I mean, Stalker's here now. He still has energy on that first one, so these probes are going to get absolutely slaughtered. 11 workers killed. Some energy comes back on the first Oracle, so on the shield battery, sorry, so he actually heals up. He gets him down to 11 workers, but loses both of the Oracles. So he's on double the worker count, which should mean he can afford more units, right? He adds a third gateway for that reason. As he breaks down here, shield battery is still there for Zest, though, so that's something he can still use, and something Stats doesn't have, and that might just tip the balance still into Zest's favor. And Zest is, again, being aggressive to win this series right now, looking to take this down. So the Stalker gets picked off, Zealot and the Sentry coming in here, and the Stalker going down, and we are going to be seeing the shield batteries continuing to fight at the moment as we see the Zealot still pushing those Stalkers away. This is starting to be a little bit too much, I think, guys, from Zest. I mean, Stats does have the Void Ray on the way. The thing is, Zest can rebuild the probe so quickly with double Nexus, right? So while he's behind... this is interesting. Void Ray is about to finish up. Another force field coming down. Here's the Sentry. Taking a bit of damage. There goes the Void Ray. Activates that prismatic alignment to push those Stalkers away. Another Stalker going to get warped in here as well by Stats. And another one. Just plenty of Stalkers at the moment. Another Stalker warping in. Stalkers in the Sentry from Zest just chilling out up here as well. Here we go, pushing in. I mean, you're going to immediately target down the Void Ray, which gives the Stalkers of Stats a little while to deal some damage at least. Shield battery's out of energy. Still keep just regenerating some energy though, and as extra Stalker show up from Zest, it looks like he's going to eliminate Stats from the competition. Stats losing out to Stu earlier, and now Zest is really just on the verge of knocking him out for once and for all. This is not been a pretty day for Stats. Stats someone we expect to do better than final place in the group. He's definitely, I think he was my favorite to make it out of this group in first place, honestly. I thought Stats was even if he didn't get out in first, I really thought Stats would get out in second, but Zest will get his rematch against Time if